you fuck. Okay, here you go. You're right up to the mic right now.
Boy.
Thanks. You're a real peach. See you next week, buddy. Well, that sells that. I'm glad we got that on recording, too.
Oh, man. So...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Modular Components. It's another week. We're taking a peek back into our past. We're bringing a blast from the past, last year, in fact, because we got Yggy back on the show, everybody.
Yay! Hello.
So the Vacuuminator, True Buster, and Boino Rider are here, the usual fucks.
Hey.
Well, I'm not the usual. I wasn't on last week because
I'm an unusual fuck. Let's be honest.
You're on like 9 times out of 10 now, though, Buster.
Yeah, I do have a better track record than.
You have a better track record than Snowcone.
I guess, but like, I don't want to be to him.
That's indisputable. Snowcone comes on for like 2 episodes every 3 months.
Yeah,
he's also a very busy man.
Yeah, that's true. I just like to bust his balls on the show when he can't talk back to me.
Bust your own balls.
I'll do that off camera. Thank you very much. I like my privacy. Yggy, how do you like your balls busted?
Let's see. Preferably, let's see. I don't know. Would we get demonetized? I don't know. Would YouTube? Would YouTube like throw it? You swore within the first 16 seconds, so like I don't know.
I mean, the music might save our ass, but who cares?
But yeah. Maybe I'll just not talk about my balls.
Yeah, that's probably...
All right. That's fine. That's fine. We'll wait till we finally get Elma on to do that.
Oh boy. No, Elma would you say it, and then Elma would be like, no.
I don't know.
Just saying, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Eventually, we're gonna have to get all the V-Pals in this podcast and just fucking
all
shit
at
around.
Once.
A side goal of components for me and having guests is to get all the V-Pals on individually and then have an all V-Pals episode. Okay. We just do V-Pal cast.
and then
we'll just have a pod. Boingo will just send we'll just sneak Craig and Yark into the V-Pals chat group and then just secretly record the hangouts.
I think that's illegal. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah. No, I live in Florida. It's totally legal.
Is it legal on the internet?
Florida's a lawless state.
Literally, there is a law in Florida that states that only one person in a call needs to know it's being recorded.
Really?
That's fucked.
Okay, so I think we're gonna make a fund for Boino to get him out of Florida.
No, Florida has a bunch of fucked laws. There aren't the ha he he quirky laws. Like, you want to know why there's so much information about weirdo Florida men? Because the police arrest record is public. Anyone can access it.
Oh, that's why there's so many Florida stories.
Yeah. So if anybody in the country has a slow news day, they go like, all right, fucking what's going on in Florida? That's fucking weird. We can write something about that.
And I mean, it's the internet. Every day is a slow news day. Every 5 seconds is a slow news day.
Yeah.
Except
I don't know. I feel like things have been exploding rather frequently these days.
Yeah. But also,
because the internet is desperate for the content, so you see it all the time now, as opposed to back when we didn't get our news from the internet and you just had whatever your newspaper or TV station wanted to report on.
I'll be real. Back then, I didn't even watch the news.
I did have a brief period for a few years before I was really into social media and had a good internet connection where I did actually watch the nightly news every night.
Okay.
That was it was like 13, 14, I think.
I just read the funnies.
Funny these nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean you are a comic artist.
Oh, how's that going for you these days, Yggy?
That's going good. I was on hiatus for the last few months, and now I have started uploading because I have built up a backlog again, and the crushing wheel of time isn't looming over me anymore.
And I mean, it's a good time for everybody to get back in the groove. It's a new year, time to be a new queer. So I'm getting up early and I'm working out every day, and I'm trying to get video out every week.
Ooh, nice. Well, how are you working out? How are you working out of curiosity?
I go to the gym for 2 hours and I lift heavy things and I put them down.
No treadmill?
Nice.
I do a little bit of treadmill right at the start to get me warmed up.
Here's the thing. I think realistically, like, weight training's sure good and fine and all, but like shouldn't you want like effective, useful strength?
Bro, I just don't want to have it anymore.
Weight training is an effective, useful strength. And
yeah. I'm just used to seeing like barrel-chested farm dudes.
Yeah. I will say that like
look like that. I just want to get rid of my fucking. I guess you could call it my baby fat because I can't remember a time when I wasn't fat. But like the shit that's stuck to my midsection needs to be gone. Is what's happening.
I can cut it out.
But that's expensive.
Yeah, I do weightlifting too. If you can get past January and then make it to February, it's going to be a lot easier because there'll be a lot less people in the gym.
I mean, I was working out 3 nights a week for most of last year. It's just this year I decided to switch it to every week morning before work.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I changed up a little bit. I went from, because I would normally go to the gym like just twice a week. So now I'm going to I have a home. This year I like saved up and like invested into like the squat rack at home. So I'm just working at home now.
Yeah, I actually did used to have a home gym, and then we had to put a bunch of shit in the garage that belonged to my sister, and there's not room anymore.
Was that the vac shack?
Yeah, that was the vac shack, indeed. The brief fucking period of my life where I recorded in a garage, the vac shack. Thank you for bringing it up again.
Yeah. That was my favorite era. One of my favorite eras. I have a lot of favorite eras.
But I started doing judo. Because I found a judo place nearby, and it's a lot of fun. I love being tossed around and tossing other people around, but I'm mostly getting tossed around.
Yeah, I feel like I could probably start learning a martial art, but I want to wait until I'm like closer to my ideal weight.
Here's the thing: if you start practicing a martial art, you're starting to learn and practice while also exercising to lose that weight.
Yeah, you will. Like, if you do a martial arts, you will probably eventually get to like the ideal weight. And it's good to vary it up because you're like, essentially what you're doing is you're working out different muscles, right? When you're doing like a martial arts or like a different thing, you work out just like a different set of muscles than when you just do weightlifting.
That's fair. I feel like I probably could do that. Yeah, it's just a matter of finding time in my schedule because it's also like the trying to get the video out every week thing, having to be the guy who gets shit done around this house and periodically doing other things and running this whole damn channel.
I understand that completely. I am doing a webcomic. I stream occasionally. Streaming actually like lessened a lot for me. I went from doing 3 times a week to doing 1, maybe 2 times a week. So like I feel that.
Also, Vac, I just say I really liked your new video on Ironhide. Well, it's not new anymore by the time this comes out, but like.
Yeah, I'll probably have my next video out by the time this comes out because it's gonna be much shorter and much more simple. Okay. So hopefully I can just get it edited over the next couple of days. Actually, fuck yeah, I will be able to do that because I have Martin Luther King Day off. So
celebrate your civil rights by editing YouTube videos.
I'm gonna celebrate my civil rights that I always had and never had to fight for by editing a YouTube video.
Yeah, freaking white privilege, right?
Exactly. Let's go. Oh, geez. What is everybody else doing on Martin Luther King Day? There's something we can talk about that's not totally awkward.
I'm probably comic on that day. It's usually what happens. If there's like a day I'm not working, I'm usually like doing art, maybe playing a video game.
That's the way to go. I've kind of got it down to a science now where it's like I watch traditional shit while I'm editing. I watch YouTube in the morning while I'm getting ready to leave. I listen to podcasts when I'm at work. and I play video games when I get off work, and any other time needs to be dedicated towards making shit or doing real life shit.
Yeah. You ever like think about like if when you do something that's like just like day to day, or you even just like maybe you just start a new hobby, you just think to yourself, man, I wonder how I can make content of this.
Unfortunately,
oh god, it's the worst feeling. That's
I mean, that's what modern America
being
does.
A YouTuber.
I've recently got into assembling puzzles, like just solve it, just like putting together puzzle like 1,000 piece puzzles, and
you've become a grandma.
Yes,
Granny
yes,
Yggy.
I am the like in the V-Pals, I'm the oldest member of the V-Pals, and just like this certain things are just like, yo, this is a lot of fun. Because I went to like New Year's, and my my niece had this really cool like puzzle set. It's from this company called I think it's the Magic Puzzle Company.
Oh well.
And it is the wildest like puzzle I've ever assembled ever. Like I can send some pictures to pieces. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So that is
No, you've been posting your slow declining insanity with these puzzles
Damn.
on fucking V-Pals, and it's kind of hilarious.
There we go.
This has been dark. Okay.
This is ongoing. This is ongoing.
The ongoing saga.
I bought the
current arc of the Yggy anime.
So I have two other sets, but yeah, you have these. You have edge pieces that are inside the puzzle.
That should be illegal. What the fuck?
And then you have these like this piece. These ones have like flower shaped pieces.
I do not like this. This is a terrible hobby.
This is driving me crazy as an OCD person. I want to flip this table you've sent over.
Then you would have to clean it up back.
I have a vacuum cleaner. It's fine.
And yeah, you have one giant puzzle piece that like is is the size that's like double the size of like every other puzzle piece.
Why?
But like there are other things about it that are really cool, like the way that it's cut. There's always like a specific detail in each piece, and you won't get the weird moments where like a detail is like they cut it in a certain detail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way that these are set, it's like there's something interesting in like every piece. And there is another envelope. I do not know what this envelope is. It just says keep closed until you finish the puzzle.
I think it's just gonna be a guy
and
who
then
points
open
and laughs at it.
I think it's just gonna be a big middle finger.
But yeah, like this piece, like this has been an ongoing thing for like this year.
This looks like actual insanity, but you say like you could monetize this? I'm almost certain there is like a subgenre puzzle live streamers or like people who post.
Like I was just thinking about just like I was just thinking of doing a charity stream.
There's got to be people who put time lapse videos of puzzles on YouTube.
Yeah, like I was thinking just like, oh, I could do like a charity stream where I just hunker down,
we're gonna finish. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, just finish it on stream.
Oh boy.
Like
I'm pretty sure if I just dedicated an entire day, like my ADHD mind will just be like hyper fixate on this puzzle.
It do happen.
24-hour live stream of one puzzle.
Yep.
Amazing.
But yeah, this puzzle has been fun. And that one of the edges has like a curve in it. So it's like a curved edge.
And like the one that's fucking star-shaped, that is so weird.
Yeah, it's wild. It's one of those things that like it's like a lot of fun. Like I tend to, when I get into a hobby, I usually try to get into it through like the most difficult and like hardcore method possible.
You just want to fucking finish the game right away. You want to speed run it. You want to make everything else in the genre boring.
Yeah. So like I remember like when I first got into board games, I started with Arkham Horror 2nd Edition.
Oh god.
Which I don't know if you guys have played Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, but that's like a 5 to 6 hour game.
Oof.
And like as my first like actual board game.
Is that based off of the video games, or is that just like a generic
Lovecraft
board game?
Yeah, it's Lovecraft stuff. So like you're
remember Arkham came from Lovecraft first, not Batman.
Yeah, so it's more based off of like, you know, like
30s?
Yeah, 1930s roughly, like 1930s, 1920s, like
you want to know what
like this, and they ask if you
day was?
Yeah, so you're in the city of Arkham. One of the elder ones is awakening, and then you and a bunch of investigators have to like make sure that you like close gates. And holy crap, this board game has so many pieces. You need a giant table to fit everything into it. And like I had to get good at essentially running the game so that like it wasn't like I could nail down that time for the game to like maybe like from like the 7-hour runtime to maybe like a 4-hour, just because of just how I had like a system set up pretty much.
Yeah.
You guys want to know what horrible thing I discovered last week was?
Sure.
What horrible thing?
The creator of Supergirl used to be friends with H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh yeah.
Because they were young writers around the same time in New York, so they like hung out around the same publishing offices.
Interesting.
By all accounts, the creator of Supergirl was a fairly forward-thinking guy, but it's just like apparently he hung out with H.P. Lovecraft a whole bunch, and I'm like, that's not great.
That's a racist.
Here's the thing I think about H.P. Lovecraft is like he was so racist that it seemed more like less of like, wow, you're racist, and more of like, there is something fundamentally wrong with you. You have like an anxiety disorder, dude.
Because H.P. Lovecraft's like racism,
like he was racist
and, like,
against
classism.
Irish people.
Yeah, like his whole thing was like extreme to the point that like even other racist people were kind of like, okay, buddy, you're kind of nuts. Whoa.
This guy, they say we're bad. Whoa.
And it's so wild that like all that translates to like the best horror ever, you know?
Which is also just makes it weirder because like I forget which one it was, but the creator of Supergirl is like either a Polish or a German immigrant.
Wait, hold on. Was that at all related to the event that inspired the seance and the Rorschach Tom King
in his life? That was way later in his life.
But okay, I am thinking of the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
For anyone wondering and who wants to Google to fact check me, Otto Binder is who I'm talking about.
That's a fucking German-ass name.
Maybe you just like was like, no, I swear it's not. You just be like,
yeah, no, he was German. His parents were immigrants. He was the first member of the family born in America. That's right. I read his autobiography like last fucking week, and I forgot all this shit.
Back will just consume anything tangentially related to Supergirl. That's the kind of fella he's...
Except Power Girl for some reason.
I mean, the book is also mostly about how he, like, did most of the legwork to flesh out the Marvel family, like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So...
Does the guy have a thing for
there's
blondes?
like a chapter about him creating Supergirl, and that's it.
Did he create the Tiger Dude?
Yeah, he created the Tiger, he created Captain Marvel Jr., he created Mary Marvel, and he created the Monster Society of Evil.
So, does that mean he also created, like, the Worm?
Yeah, I think the Worm was either created by him or it was set up by somebody else, and then he did the story.
Speaking of, I'm super excited for like I'm like
it should be fun. I'm glad it's the last Snyderverse project.
No, I think Aquaman 2 is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, then isn't Peacemaker season 2 happening?
Jerry's, I don't know. Freaking worry about that on your comics podcast.
Okay. All right, get back on topic. Otto Binder also created the first what's the word?
Self-insert?
No, not self-insert, like self-aware android. He that was in a story that was also the first story to use the title I, Robot. Isaac Asimov borrowed it from him.
Yeah.
So either way,
the
Will Smith movie
important shit for science fiction and superheroes in the early days is what I'm getting at.
So the Will Smith movie.
Here's the thing: superheroes is a misnomer. Everyone says like, oh, superhero, it's a genre. It's not a genre. It is a layer on top of other genres.
I mean, you can say that about anything.
It's like saying, oh, here's the thing. There's a difference between genre and layer. Like, there's mecha comedy. There is mecha political drama. There is mecha romance. But mecha, in and of itself, does not designate the genre. It designates a stylistic intent that can be applied to genre.
But no, I'm an anime YouTuber, and I like modern shit, so I don't know anything about the mecha genre. There's not been a good mecha show in 10 years, because I'm a fucking moron.
I've never in my life thought I would say that, but like, you know, like I just the YouTuber named Mr. Tease, he did like a great 2-hour retrospective on Getter. He also freaking did what I am too cowardly to do and reviewed all of Genlock.
But like, that's what superhero is. Superhero is not a genre. It is a signifier that they're going to use certain aesthetics and codifying language in order to tell a blank story.
Yeah. Just people can be annoying about it. People just be annoying sometimes.
So, like, no, go ahead, Yggy.
I wouldn't, like, because I'm thinking, like, when people, like, think of shonen manga and, like, seinen manga, that, and it's like, is shonen a genre? Because there's other genre, like, there's sports shonen, there's action shonen, there's, like, romantic comedy shonen, and then same thing with like sports seinen.
Well, like that, those strike me more.
I mean, the Japanese kind of consider it to be a genre, considering shonen.
It's a demographic.
Yeah, well, that's what I kind of mean. It's potato.
They're two different words.
Potato does not mean anything, man.
And then mecha is, hey, we want to get these people to buy our models.
Like, that could be a lot of things, man. Like I don't know. Like, freaking...
It's like boiling Kamen Rider down to, we want to get these people to buy our sound boxes. How do we do that?
We'll play an insert song once and never again.
I've had anime where it's just like, how do we get people to buy these music CD covers?
Oh, boy.
Oh, you mean the anime Elma just fucking...
Yeah, yeah. There's also another one that I really like too, called Symphogear, and it's just like how do we get how do we get an excuse to get Nana Mizuki to sing more music? All right, let's go.
See, I was about to say I too have watched K-On!
Well, like Symphogear.
Oh, K-On! Doesn't have like. Funny enough, K-On! Doesn't actually have that much. That's like the one reason why. Like, I don't like K-On! That much, is that like they have like 2 songs.
2 songs.
I got like
whole songs.
I remember there being like I remember there being like 4 or 5 songs in both seasons.
I think Lucky Star probably has more songs.
Yeah, Lucky Star has more songs. Like K-On! Has like if you're including the opening and ending themes to that, yeah, maybe, sure, yeah, 4 songs. 4 songs. Yeah, like 4 whole songs total. Maybe like character songs, like that they sound like, you know, like that don't appear in the anime. But like there are actual like other like anime where like they have like essentially like multiple tracks for multiple characters.
Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of Kamen Rider fans really gas up Symphogear, and I'm like, man, I would be into this, but I don't know. I just something about it just not really my thing. I don't know.
Season 2 is where it really kicks.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard season 1. I've heard mixed things about like the ranking of each. It's like season 2 is actually bad. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like freaking.
Nah, Symphogear is a wild ride. Personally, I like season 3 the best. Season 3, season 2, and then 4.
I'll try it eventually. I just need to like.
And it's just like. Season 1's the roughest because they don't know what they're doing.
Here's the thing, and you can correct me, Yggy. It just feels like one of those franchises that's designed to be like, all right, we're going to do this, and we're going to super hardcore focus on an otaku market, so we don't care about 90% of people who may or may not watch it. All we care about is like the 10% of people who will buy everything.
Yes, like absolutely. And like they like have concerts. They have like I've seen like clips of the concerts, and those are wild ass concerts. Like those concerts like go hard. And
Excuse me.
let's see. I'd say that for Symphogear, season 1, it's hyper niche, but like it's one of those things because like think about this. 5 seasons of this shit got made. So like it did really well.
Yeah, it basically for each season's like 12 episodes, so it basically just totals up to like the average Kamen Rider Sentai of length, which is pretty neat.
Yeah. So like I'd say like with Symphogear, season 1, they didn't exactly know what they were doing. And like, or essentially just like throwing shit at the wall. And I'll say, Symphogear is one of my favorite franchises. I think the story's kind of terrible. I think the story's kind of terrible. I can't tell you what actually happens.
It's one of my
the
things,
main
but
plot,
it's shit.
There is a shit ton of lore that like doesn't really matter.
I mean, isn't that just like
and normally that would be like a major dropper for me, but like there is like so much like good character drama and like the animation, like all the action sequences and everything like that. But like coherency, there is zero coherency in Symphogear, and I just turn off my brain when I watch
it's Blaze Blue.
Yeah, actually, Blaze Blue is a good comparison. Yeah.
But then again, I like Guilty Gear lore, so who am I to?
Guilty Gear lore is wild, but like
Guilty Gear lore is some of the most nucking futz shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot.
It's a lot because here's the thing.
It's not a lot. It is too much. It is definitively too much for a fucking fighting game.
Wrong. No, for a fighting game, you need a lot of fucking lore because you're not focusing on one character.
At each other, they're gonna fight. There's your lore.
No, you need, because here's the thing: if you don't give all the characters at least something, they feel hollow.
Yeah, like you need to identify. Like it's the reason why certain fighting games like do really well because, like like for example, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You have characters, and you can probably make some fan fiction in your head on why these characters are fighting, right?
Yeah.
Although I wish they would put more story within the interactions, like.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
but, like, in the past?
In
the past,
I mean, like, you don't need to make a full story mode. I'm just saying, just do what the modern KOF games do, and just have little like banter, like characters against each other. And
you gotta understand,
they didn't really go as far.
You gotta understand, back in the day, where it was difficult to add text to video games because like there wasn't a lot of memory within like a lot of the systems, so you had to put like the lore in like outside the video game. And outside the video game, you could go wild. Like do you remember like old like video game instruction manuals?
Yeah.
Those are like mini novellas. Those are like mini novellas in some cases where you just get like so much like information load of like the backstory behind
Also, thank
everything.
you for reminding me to download KOF 15 again because of the new update that's coming. So
But like what I'm saying is if your fighting game character doesn't have something of substance behind them, you just forget about them and never bring them up. Like think of how many boxers SNK has created that they just never bring back because Vanessa's right there and she's interesting.
Vac is like saying, like, God damn, why did I surround myself with weebs?
I just started looking at Instagram.
Vac is like, why did I choose a weeb when I already got 2 weebs in this podcast already?
It does happen. There are nights where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm making this goddamn podcast.
One day we'll get back into fighting games.
It'll be an epic day.
No, just get into real fighting back. Just get into real fighting.
That's the plot twist in this arc of me getting fit and making content. I start making a vlog series about going to wrestling school or some shit.
Do you ever, speaking of like those, like, I don't know why, but YouTube has been recommending me like videos on like people starting up new hobbies and just like going at it. Or like,
I mean, it's a new year. I think a lot of people are probably doing content like that.
Like, I don't know what happened. It was me leaving my YouTube on while I was like doing art.
That's how the
stuff.
Worst things happen.
And I went from guy is showing off how he is like catching a lot of flies to protect his cows in like his self-sufficient like cow grazing farms, where he's trying to avoid using like chemical pesticides and everything like that, to some guy in Britain just decided one day, hey, I'm going to start beekeeping, but I have no idea how to start. I just like Googled up like a beekeeping community nearby, and people just gave me free shit, and now I'm raising bees.
Beekeepers love new people. They're really eager to help out, as far as I've heard.
How do you know
And
what
I like
beekeepers
watched
do, Vac?
Because I listened to podcasts and there was a whole like chunk of 2020 where people were like, the murder hornets are gonna fucking kill all the bees. We gotta interview every beekeeper we can and figure out how to save them.
Yo, I remember that murder hornet stuff because I was in the state where
I forgot that was like our
murder hornets were
people
coming.
went on that year.
That wasn't even an arc. That was like a filler episode we did. It's just like 1 week these fucking random hornet monsters showed up and the Power Rangers had to beat them for us.
Yo, like the murder hornet stuff was like wild because like they essentially what they did was they essentially lassoed a murder hornet, put a chip on it, and then let it go, and then like it led everyone to like the nest, and they were able to kill the nest.
Mm-hmm.
But just the fact that they just lassoed this like murder hornet with like a string is like the coolest shit ever.
Motherfuckers, what can you say?
It just reminded me it just reminded me when I was like in my my parents' country, and like there were like dragonflies, and like my grandpa would just like catch a dragonfly, put a leash on it, and he's like, "Here, have fun, kid." Oh my god! The dragonfly was like, trying to fly away, and he just just holding it like a dog on a leash.
Yggy used to have a pet dragonfly. What the fuck? I need all of this now.
Oh god. There's also the other fucking story you're telling in the V-Pals of like the one dude with a Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. There's a guy who like they're in this village. There's like nothing, right? No one has video games or anything like that, except this one dude who has a Super Nintendo and a CRT monitor and 2 controllers.
What is the timing of this? When did this happen?
This is like in the 90s. That's
not terribly unrealistic, I guess.
But what he does is that he has like Contra setup or some side scroller like
shooting electricity out there.
No, there's electricity. It's not stable, but like there's electricity.
Okay.
Video games might not be prevalent just because of like import tax.
Yeah. So he sets it up so like you essentially have to give him a quarter for like 3 lives essentially, and
he's running an arcade.
Yeah, it's like he's running an arcade with this one Super Nintendo.
That's amazing.
Like a long line of kids. There's a long line of kids, and like you essentially don't even get a retry. You essentially have to go at the end of the line. The next kid like takes over.
That's oh man, that's some Mr. Krabs diabolical capitalism right there. I love it.
Yeah. So like you had to be good if you wanted to get far, because you can't even you can't just like add another quarter in, because the next kid takes over and they're going to lose. You know, they're going to die at the first boss because they just got kicked in at like the hardest portion, right?
Mm-hmm.
With like no like warm up, lead up, and this man is like hustling all these kids of all their money.
Imagine that shit. God, that's gotta be like the Dark Souls of Super Nintendos right there.
Yeah. Oh, and like that also reminds me, just like in like Lunar New Year's, where like you give the kids get like their New Year's money, and then that's where the carts come in of people
you gotta realize Vac is whiter than I am, and I'm pretty white. You need to explain this.
Okay. So like in Asian New Year, in Lunar New Year's, little kids get like a red envelope for money. Just wish them New Year.
Okay, so this is an Asian holiday. Do all Asian people do this, or is it just like specific countries?
I'd say most of them do, actually.
Like most East Asians.
Yeah, okay. East Asian, Southeast Asian, yeah. Anyone who celebrates like the Lunar New Year.
That's why there was no tokusatsu during the week of New Year's.
Yeah. New Year's is really important. It's more important than Christmas in a lot of the cases.
Yeah, I know in Japan Christmas is just like a romantic holiday, right?
Yeah, but in like like China, New Year's is like really important. Like people like there's a lot of people actually like taking like a week off at my work essentially because of Chinese New Year's in general.
Oh, shit, you in China?
No, I'm not in China.
Okay.
So Lunar New Year comes around. Kiddos get their like their New Year's money, right? And they're like, "Oh, cool!" And they're gonna go out and spend it, right, on like toys and stuff like that. And then you get the guy who brings out the mat with like 6 animals on it, and he's like, "Hey, kid, do you want to take your New Year's money and make more money?" And then he introduces the kids to craps. Where he has like a dice that has like pictures of like the animals on the mat, and then you have to put your money on the mat, and then essentially bet where the dice is going to land, and then it's essentially teaching these kids how to gamble their money away. And
that's
these guys
fucking horrible. Jesus Christ.
These kids for all of their money.
I went from being like, "Oh, Asian culture is so interesting," to I fucking hate humanity. I hope global warming kills all of us.
It's harsh lessons in reality.
Here's the thing: you learn about cultural things, and you just go like, "Wow, humanity's a little fucked in the head, aren't we?"
We're all fucked in the head in like our own unique special ways. There is no good country. You can't go this country is better than the other one unless a country has slavery, then that's a pretty bad country. But like most countries are equally shit in unique ways.
Have you heard of the Welsh horse?
Do I want to?
What is the Welsh horse?
It is a Welsh Christmas tradition where basically people in the village, like a couple guys, one dude will grab like a pole and put a horse skull on top, drape the rest with like a sheet and puppet it around, and they go and knock on people's windows and go like, "Give me shit," and you gotta like fucking get the horse away. He's like, "Give me food."
Wow, Wales really did deserve to be subjugated by the British, huh?
That whole island is full of those islands are full of like wackadoo shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, their whole language is just insane.
Well, Welsh is a Gaelic language, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
Hold on, I can Google.
Everything I know about Wales comes from Connor of Trash Taste and watching The Crown.
Well, they used Welsh in Elden Ring.
Yes, that game I have not played.
It's Celtic.
That makes sense. Though, like, it's kind of more like it's just really just for names because everything else is just kind of like English.
Yeah. So Celtic languages: Irish, Welsh, Breton, Scottish Gaelic, Cornish, and Manx.
But Vac, know that like I did not gamble away all. Yggy did not gamble away all of the money. I instead decided to buy booster packs, which is essentially the same.
You gambled the American way.
I gambled the American way. I just bought booster packs for Pokemon cards.
That sounds like a fucking title for like a cheesy 80s action movie. Gambling American style.
So it's essentially like you guys did a New Year's episode, but like for me, it is the first podcast I've done New Year. Okay,
yeah,
that's a lie.
Have you streamed any yet this year?
No dreams.
I said stream.
Streams? Yeah, I've streamed.
Okay, I thought I saw you promoting shit in Boingo's server a couple times.
Yeah, I've streamed.
Yeah, I've said this to Boingo a couple times. I very rarely actually watch live streams just because it sets my OCD off. I feel like I have to be constantly active in the chat, and like I can't use the stream as background noise to do other things, and that's not compatible with my lifestyle.
I gotcha. For me, it depends. If I'm watching a stream where there
what
is...
the fuck is that?
That's
what
awesome.
the fuck is that?
That's the thing I was talking about.
Jesus Christ, that is terrifying.
Really terrifying.
There's There are streamers who have so many viewers that like I am just a drop in the bucket into the void. I am essentially talking to the void. So like I can watch those streams on like in the background.
Yeah. Where like the appeal is the personality and like what the hijinks are getting up to this time rather than like the chatting.
Yeah, and they specifically aren't talking to specific people. It's a weird thing with live streaming where
chat as a singular entity.
Yeah, it's weird as a live streamer because you start out speaking to the void, so you kind of have to pretend to just talk. You're just like you speak to a person that's not there, right? You're speaking to the void, and then you get kind of bigger, and you have people talking in chat, and you can talk to chat and bounce off of chat. But then you get too big to the point where you have to go back to speaking to the void again because there's so many people in chat that you can't possibly like read what's going on. And then you just like, well, I guess I'm just talking to the void
you pay
again.
for an assistant to tell you what's happening in chat.
Oh, they put judgment on
yeah, that does sound horrible.
But
yeah, no, that horse thing is terrifying. That's gonna be the thumbnail.
It's called Maryland. Yeah.
I am scared of like pronouncing anything vaguely European.
Here's the thing, because I had to do like a lot of art history.
Yggy will not say the name Elizabeth.
Elizabeth? That's how you say it.
That is how I say it.
Because I had to do like a lot of art history, you learn a lot about like European and the classics. So you get used to like, oh, that's French. I don't say half that shit. Okay, cool.
That does sound difficult.
Yeah.
You pick it up. Like, okay, I've talked about my IRL name on this podcast a couple times. So,
yeah.
My last name is spelled Gaston. It is French in origin. It is a French in origin name. Now, in the Anglo way of saying it, which is English, America, England, all that kind of stuff, it's Gaston.
Yeah, Chris, a Boino Rider Gaston.
But in the French pronunciation, it's Gaston. You know, Gaston.
Yeah.
So, like, the end is like, it's the LaCroix of ends. It's vaguely there.
Is it pronounced LaCroix?
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
je ne sais quoi. Like, I don't know a super ton of French. I just know, like,
yeah. Every time I see French, I just like for some reason I actually try to pronounce it like, you know, like how like it would sound in French, which like I am the outlier sometimes. Like I think I was talking to Elma, like when we were talking about Elma, and like there was a time where that group called the Atelier games Atelier, and then I came in and just kept on saying Atelier, and then they're like, oh, I guess it's Atelier.
See, I have the reverse problem of you guys, where it's like I don't half understand any languages. I like 2% understand a lot of languages because I am a white boy who was born in fucking middle America, and I wasn't ever told. I wasn't told about my ancestry for years until I got up the fucking chutzpah to ask about it, and then they're like, "Oh, we're just other white people mixed together. Don't worry about it." And so I have no real ancestry connection, and as such, I have gotten like into other cultures briefly a bunch of times and started learning the language, and then given up immediately because every language except for English is exceptionally hard in its own unique, fascinating way. English is only easy because it's a bastard language made from a bunch of other shit that you can kind of give everybody a rope to hold on to when they first get into it. Whereas if you pick something
all your life.
Yeah, but like so many other countries speak English is what I'm getting at there.
Yeah.
But every other language has like something that's completely different from the way English does things that makes it hard to learn. Like so many Japanese words just depend on the context with when they're said for what they mean, and that to this day confuses the fuck out of me. Like I there was a time in my life when I was a new Toku fan and I wanted to try and learn to speak Japanese, and then I just gave up at some point because why the fuck do I need to know every single way Shin can be used?
Well, there's actually like, because I've watched Japanese anime for a long time, and there was a time where I did actually go to Japan, and I remember one time, because I was watching this anime, I think it was called Soccer Quest. I was watching this anime, and I watched up to episode 5. But when episode 6 came out, I was in Japan, and I decided to watch it in Japan. And I was like flipping through the TV, and I saw the anime up. I was like, oh shit, I can watch this. And things were kind of like missing, but because I had context from the previous episodes, I could kind of get by of like what's going on, Like, I'm pretty sure that like if you watched a Kamen Rider episode, like your current like Kamen Rider episode, and you just watched it raw, you could probably kind of piece together what's going on, even though you don't speak the same language. But since you have context of which characters are which and like what their personalities are like, and you know, like words here and there, like you can probably figure out what's going on.
You've picked up you probably have picked up more than you think you have.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I've picked up enough that I get annoyed when I watch TV Nihon now. So
worst case scenario. Oh, and here's the wildest thing: is commercials in Japan. That was the wildest things, because commercials in Japan are different from commercials in America. Because like commercials in Japan, they're kind of like, they kind of tie in with the like programming block that's happening currently. So I was watching the anime Soccer Quest, and then all of a sudden I hear the voice actresses for like all the things where like the characters are trying to shill like the bottled water or something like that. Like, what is this? What is this? What is going on?
Like the Kamen Rider ramen that's been going around back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that Kamen Rider ramen would actually probably be like being shilled like in the commercial break of like Kamen Rider. So it was like this weird thing that I was like, oh shit.
Also, just Japanese presentation on television is incredibly fucking loud.
Yeah. Japanese TV is weird. I'm just gonna say it. Like, Japanese TV is weird. Like like outside of anime, maybe some like tokusatsu stuff, I really don't like Japanese TV.
Oh yeah, no, Japanese like fucking game shows and daytime TV are awful.
Yeah, and like, you know, like we're getting actually more Japanese dramas in America now, and like through Netflix and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I see like 2 seconds of it. I'm just like, what is this nonsense? What is this? What is this dumb? What is this dumb piece of shit? Have you
watched Good Morning Call yet?
I have not.
That is a live action adaptation of a manga starring the main actor from Kamen Rider Wizard. And a friend of mine watched most of it before I had told him about Kamen Rider. And so now every time I talk to that guy, he's like, you should check out Good Morning Call. You like Wizard, don't you? And I'm like, I like Wizard. I don't want to see that fucking guy in other shit though. That's not who I am.
There's but yeah, like I think in terms of just like drama wise, I think Korea's kind of got the live action stuff like down, you know?
They seem to be getting a lot of hits.
Yeah, it's kind of like for me, like I think Japan has like the anime game down, and like stuff that comes out of China and Korea tends to be like and then but like Korea's got the drama down, and where everything like coming from like Japan and China are just like you know, I'd rather just watch the Korean stuff.
Mm-hmm. They're also really good at barbecue.
Korean barbecues are great.
Yeah, I look forward to when I can have some more. That
is kind of like one of the things that like my wife is a pescatarian, so she doesn't eat meat. So like Korean barbecue is a thing that I really only do when like
you're with the boys.
Yeah, or like with friends, you know, with friends.
Yeah.
Like you got recruited when Elma wanted to go fucking do barbecue, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was like recruited, but it was more like, oh shit, I can have an excuse to eat Korean barbecue. I also paid for that because I was like so excited that I was like, okay, let me just treat everyone to Korean barbecue because like it's a treat for myself too.
Yeah, I don't even know if there's any good Korean barbecue places around here. I haven't looked for one in a long time.
You're in the Carolinas. You got Southern barbecue.
I'll be real. Yeah. It's actually easy to do.
So we haven't eaten a lot of barbecue here because we tried like every barbecue place when we moved here that was within like a 10-mile radius, and my dad hated them all because he grew up on Kansas barbecue.
That would do it.
But yeah, he's gone now, so hey, I should maybe try some of those places again.
Let's see. That reminds me of like my dad, who's just like my dad like actively cooks a lot, right? Like cooking is like one of his major hobbies.
Oh yeah, my dad was that way before he got sick too. It used to be like a whole thing.
So it's hard to get him to go to restaurants because after the fact he'd be like, oh it's shit, I can do it better. And then the next day he makes the similar thing and it's like, oh yeah, it was better. It was better at the restaurant.
We should have done this in the first place.
Yeah. So that's what I grew up. That's what I grew up with, where it's just like, yeah, and it goes to like what I decide to eat out. When I decide to eat out, I have to like eat out like a cuisine that like I can't really make at home really well, or it takes so much time to cook this at home that like I don't want to be bothered to like make it myself, so I'll go out and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Like ramen is kind of like one of those things where like actually making like the ramen broth, noodles, and like pork and stuff like that takes forever. That takes like way too long to do. So like I'd rather just go out.
Yeah, I can see that. See, that's also another thing is like I decided in addition to changing my gym routine to get fit, I was going to go on a diet. And so I just decided I'm going to eat vegetables and protein-rich stuff that is all super easy to cook. So it's like for the last 6 days, because tomorrow will be the 7th day, I've been just getting up every morning, making scrambled eggs with chopped tomatoes in them. And then,
yeah, that's good. That's solid. That's actually like a really classic Chinese dish. If you know that.
And then I'll just eat peanut butter with celery for lunch. And then at dinner, I've been sautéing sliced chicken with bell peppers, and that has been great. But it's starting to reach that point where my palate is like, I need something else. What are we gonna do? And I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know. Maybe I'll go buy some protein bars.
The answer to that is spices. You know, you learn how to use spices, and then that like kicks it up to a whole nother degree. You start learning how to do it. I would suggest you start learning how to make chili, because chili is really easy to make.
That is something that happened that kind of stopped it from getting all the way there. Was last night my mom made some chicken chili, and that was really good.
Yeah. And like that's fine. That has like a lot of vegetables. It's like dense. You can make a lot of it too.
Here's the thing, like thinking about like a lot of just dishes, like a lot of it's just vegetables and meat and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you could probably make a very like any kind of stir fry you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you make it yourself, you're automatically probably going to make it healthier than like, what you are going to get in a box or even in a restaurant. Because in a restaurant, they're adding a lot more salt and like butter than like what you as a normal human being would like feel comfortable with doing at home.
And I think that's where the problem of like the taste starting to get samey to me is because I'm so used to all the salt and the butter and the sugar that now that I'm just like completely cutting myself off from it, my body is going, what the fuck? This doesn't taste like anything. I'm like, it's fine. Just force it down.
Oh, are we gonna go for like fitness and meal prep talk now? I can totally transition into that.
Yes, we're doing that. That can be the bookend of the podcast, sure.
Okay, cool. Because that is like a topic I am extremely passionate about. You know.
Oh shit! Let's go then.
I am like low key a fitness nut. And the Buster's Buster's like, oh heck no.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So I wouldn't really consider, one thing is that I usually suggest like you don't really think of it as like a diet, really, because a diet implies you're gonna quit. You're gonna stop this in the future. So I would say like a lifestyle change. And I wouldn't say do a cheat day, but like just like treat yourself once in a while, right? Because if you totally cut yourself off, you're gonna binge. You're gonna like binge, and like don't even have like a cheat day. Don't even like plan it out or have like a cheat day. Just like, you know, like
just go like, you know what, today I will grab that box of Debbie cakes while I'm in the store.
not even. I wouldn't say a box of Debbie cakes. I would say get a Debbie cake.
Yeah. I was half joking there.
Yeah. Just like say like like for me, I like there's a donut place I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make really good donuts.
Is this like a mom and pop?
Yeah, this is a mom and pop donut shop.
Oh, I'm so jealous of you right now. All I have is
Here's
Krispy
the
Kreme
thing.
and Dunkin' around here.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna dox Yig, but we have talked enough, and Yig has described where he's at, and I'm like, it's not the famous one, is it?
It's not the famous one. It is not the famous one. It is a very local. It is a very.
It is a more local pop, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a more pop, and like
even I know about the famous one. I used to watch the Travel Channel all the time, motherfucker.
Yeah, they wake up. They open at degenerate hours, like they open at 3 a.m. and close at 2, and they actually close at 11 because by 10 o'clock they're sold out.
So they're perfect for the fucking YouTuber age. This is great.
Yeah. But like, I'll get one donut from there, and it's usually like that's good. That's good enough for me because
okay.
And don't like when you say reward yourself. Don't do the reward yourself with a lot. Just have the one.
Don't eat a giant stack of pancakes like The Rock.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not your cheat. Your cheat is just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna just treat myself to a one thing, right?
Because sometimes also isn't if your body's craving it, that also means like it's wanting that little bit of extra sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and really,
I'm trying to put this in like my terms. Instead of getting the Smoothie King today, I'm gonna get the Starbucks.
Yeah. Like, still like be like mindful of like what you're still putting into like in your meal, but you can like treat yourself. And like for now, I would suggest like kind of like cutting sugar. But like if you're craving something sweet, just eat a fruit. Like eat a fruit,
Yeah.
And eventually you start realizing that like, oh man, everything's a little bit too sweet.
Yeah.
Like if you go long without it, your like body kind of resets. You're like
every once in a while I'll hear a skinny YouTuber say that Hershey's is like sickeningly sweet, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Hershey's is delicious. So I'm sure I'm gonna turn into one of those Hershey's is sickeningly sweet people.
I can't drink soda, for example. Like I cannot stand the taste of any like Coca-Cola or like diet soda or like energy, because like I have just essentially gotten used to just drinking water, tea, and coffee.
See, here's the thing. I pretty much only drink tea, but it is Southern style sweet tea.
yeah, Boingo. That's Southern style sweet tea.
It's not tea.
There's no sugar in my tea.
No, I've my drinks I've limited to water, milk, orange juice, and I need Bang Energy to function, so I'm drinking one of those a day.
So another thing too is another tip I would say is just always look at the like nutrition facts when you go shopping. And this is gonna suck, but if you see anything that says added sugar in it, anything that has more than 0 grams of added sugar, you put back in the shelf.
That makes sense.
Because things can have natural sugar in them, right? Like a jar of tomatoes is going to have sugar in it because tomatoes have sugar, right? But it's like the pasta sauces that add sugar to their things to make them taste better. That's a problem. And
I had a half a peach out of a can today, and I hesitated because I was like, no, it's sugar. And then I was like, well, it's mostly natural sugar because it's not like I'm going to drink the juice out of the can.
Yeah, but they tend to add like a lot of sugar for like preservation. And
you got to think of it like this. Sugar is a spice. And if like you don't want a giant...
It's different. It's sugar, spice, and everything nice. You can't put them together.
A thing that I actually like read more like is that, and it kind of like switched my mind, is like I kind of like put sugar on the same level as I do alcohol, where they actually have the same long-term detriments of each other. Where in a sense both can cause like insulin resistance. There is non-fatty liver disease where it's just like it's the same like liver type of liver failure where alcohol will eventually cause your liver to fail, but like sugar does the same thing, and they have a sugar version of the disease. and both can also lead to kidney failure as well.
Hmm.
So you have actually, but sugar doesn't have the short-term like side effects of beer, where like, you know, sugar doesn't get you drunk or anything. You just get a big rush. You just get a big energy boost, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why people liked sugar for so long. They were like, oh, it's going to give you more energy.
Yeah, and it's also why it's super addictive too, right? Because you get a big dopamine rush. It's the same thing of like how
because monkey brain is going like, oh, this is energy. I like this.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know, how like there isn't anything addictive to alcohol, right? But you see people who are like debilitatingly addicted to alcohol.
Because it makes them feel good. Like fucking people get addicted to jacking off because they like the dopamine rush. It's the same thing, different object.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like one of those things of like, you do kind of have to like cut down on the sugar, and it's really hard because everything has sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's just like
in America, am I right, boys?
Yeah. So like a lot of it's just like, and another trick too is when you go grocery shopping, stay in the outer
aisles.
Like I would say, don't even go in the aisles. Go around the edge of the grocery store.
I mean, I've already gotten to a point where it's like I know exactly what I'm getting. I'm not gonna fuck around.
But like most places and most grocery stores, all the produce and like stuff is like on the edge, and most of the stuff in the aisles is usually like highly processed foods.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then for me, because for a lot of people, cooking is a chore. For me, like cooking is like a big hobby of mine, so I really like cooking. So
cooking can be a chore if you've got other shit going on at the moment, but like it's a worthwhile chore. I feel like You brought up meal prepping a few minutes ago, and like I legitimately do not like meal prepping because to me there's everything just always tastes better when it's either just recently been cooked or it's hot off the whatever.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff I do, in like there are foods where like I can probably name off that like sound really gross, but I love it.
Okay.
Oh,
that's right. You're into the fucking duck eggs, aren't you? We talked about that last time.
Yeah. But like, there's a lot of other stuff too, like fermented soybeans. I love my stinky beans. Let's see. There's one meal that I absolutely love. Is just like I just like cracking a raw egg into like a bowl of rice and just mixing it up.
I have considered trying the raw eggs thing, but I feel like that's way down the line for me. That's going to be once I've gotten #not fat and I'm ready to try bodybuilding or something like that.
Yeah. And also just like, when you're working out and just like avoid actually going like if you have a goal, like just you're doing a good job of like having a routine. The fact that you've done it like last year and you did it like, you know, you were you were I assume that you were like kind of consistent throughout it, like a couple times a week.
It was like 2 to 3 nights a week. I always meant to go 3 times a week, but I'd have to sacrifice one night like every other time.
Yeah.
But now it's like get up, walk the dog, eat breakfast, go to the gym, and that's been able to. I have done every day this week, and I plan to do the same next week.
And that's good. That's good. And then so like now you'll need and the thing that I always heard was that in general fitness is like a stool. There's like 3 pillars to general fitness, which is exercise, your like what you eat, and then the last one is sleep.
Yeah, that's the part I'm struggling with. I am definitely way more tired than I have been. I actually, the last couple days this week, I started taking power naps during my lunch at work.
Yeah, you might want to like sleep more because that's also where you burn like quite a lot of like fat too.
Yeah, I get a lot of work done during the evening, so that is definitely a problem for me, but I'm trying to curb it. I am.
Yeah, plus when you're asleep, you don't get the midnight cravings. So if you're like hungry and it's late at night, just go to bed.
Yeah. I do have like a bunch of protein bars for those kind of occasions, and those have been serving me well, but for the most part this week, I've been basically living the Jason Lee Scott lifestyle.
You want to be careful with the protein bars because protein bars also have a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah, I did have to check them before I bought them.
Yeah. So I like to just eat nuts, like peanuts and stuff like that.
Oh, you like to eat nuts, huh?
Yeah, I love eating nuts.
Oh my god, they're the best, right?
I'll just suck on those nuts all day.
Uh-huh.
Just make sure you don't break them. You don't want to bust a nut.
Yeah, you know. just slather. Let's just
get your saliva all over them nuts, huh?
Yeah. And then like, you know,
sometimes they can be a little too salty.
If I really want to treat myself, I'll just like slather it in chocolate, you know, and then give it a good suck.
Oh man, chocolate nuts, those are the best.
Innuendo.
No, I do eating actual nuts, but though they always leave like a weird texture in my mouth afterwards. I find like a paste. You get it between your teeth and shit, but I don't know.
It's like peanut butter.
Maybe I'll buy like a can of cashews next time I go grocery shopping.
I've been eating a bunch of nuts, but it's like almonds and walnuts and pecans.
See, those are the ones I don't like.
Yeah, I like cashews personally. Cashews, and for me, actually, I like macadamia nuts. Those are the best.
Yeah, I am very basic when it comes to nuts. I only really eat peanuts and cashews.
And cashews aren't even a nut.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're the seed of a fruit.
Oh, neat. That's cool. Yeah, it's actually really interesting because I remember watching like Adam Ragusa video about like beans and like what's technically considered a bean and what's considered a like seed. Because we have like coffee, for example. Coffee. And we consider coffee a bean, right? But coffee is really just like the pit inside of like a berry. Like of a berry.
Also, that's what a cashew looks like.
Ooh, okay. That's cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, like one of the things that like I've been doing recently is I've just been boiling like a whole chicken for like for maybe like 2 hours and then just getting like a ton of like chicken broth. And using that chicken broth to like make soup and stuff, and then just like eating. I have like a big like fat stack of like chicken meat that I've like torn off from this like, you know, and I just eat that with like, you know, my meals.
I need to send Vac Adam Ragusa because he makes a lot of pretty healthy meals that I think Vac would probably appreciate.
Yeah, you should. That's actually a good YouTube channel for you because he kind of he's unlike a lot of like the other like cooking YouTubers, he kind of focuses on like the person who's really fucking busy and wants to eat like make a good meal, but like do it in the most lazy way possible.
Like he just did a whole thing about like how to make baked pasta dishes like fucking easier and lazier with less dishes.
One thing I'm definitely going to be steering away from for a long time.
Oh, I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah. My mom made a lasagna tonight, and I got really mad because I was like, I want to eat that, but I can't. I have to make my chicken, damn it.
It's really rough when like, you know, like the household has a different like eating standard, you know, like eating standard than you. That is one thing that I don't have much experience with because my fitness journey has been during my bachelor period, you know, my bachelor days, right? Of like, I am living on my own and just like doing everything myself.
I mean, it is just me and my mom living together, but I did have to have like a whole conversation with her like a week and a half ago of like, hey, I'm going to do this. Don't get mad at me if I don't eat shit you make. Don't expect me to eat shit. If you don't want there to be leftovers that go bad, make smaller portions.
Or cook a healthy meal. Like if it's a healthy meal.
There is that. You could also do that, but like I'm prepared to be mostly self-sufficient in this. Yeah.
Vac, if you start making like, let's see, I think tacos would be a good way to like chicken tacos.
Oh yeah, because a lot of it's just spice and unrelated to salt.
I could totally do.
Yeah, you just like you can use like taco seasoning, right? But like if you like the next step would be like trying to figure out like spices that would work like, you know, would work well with you.
Yeah.
Like it's a good way to just like get through, flavor your chicken, you know, like it's a way to flavor your chicken, right?
I feel like that is a few weeks down the line. I'm still like I did this at a really bad time for me because I'm low on funds at the start of the year because I actually got paid right before Christmas for my last paycheck of the year. So I started this diet and I was like, yeah, I have enough stuff to do this for a couple of weeks before I get my paycheck. And then I realized like, oh, it's actually like half a month before I get my paycheck. So I had to like cancel a couple of things and move around money so I could go on a trip to the grocery store. And now I'm like locked into the shit I have until the end of the month. But, and one of the things I have, the chicken I have is these bags of like slightly pre-cooked and cut chicken that Tyson makes. And I didn't realize that they actually have a little bit of seasoning and shit that I shouldn't be eating on them beforehand, but I just got to go ahead and use them.
Yeah.
And then then I already realized because I was looking at the actual poultry section because they put Tyson in a different section from the poultry section. So I looked at the actual poultry section and I realized like, oh shit, I could afford like just 2 big things of chicken breasts and that would be enough to get me through a month.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do that next month, and that'll allow me to be a little more creative.
Yeah. The thing that I just sent, that Boingo just sent, is like the kind of like the chicken thing that I've been the chicken soup that I've been making recently these days. And buying a whole chicken is going to be cheaper than buying the chicken breast or chicken thighs separately.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want to do all that work to parts it out.
A lot of it is not active, I'd say. It's very passive work. And like, because what you do is you just like put the whole chicken in the pot and then boil it for like 2 hours. You could work on a YouTube video in that time. You can do some editing during that time. Come back to it, take the chicken out, just pull. And you don't even need to take a knife. You don't even need to like take a knife and like cut it apart. You can just like rip the meat off with the bones with your hands.
Be a caveman.
Yeah, I literally just like put it in a Ziploc bag. I put it in like a gallon Ziploc bag and then like put it in the fridge.
I might do that. I mean, one of the things my sister told me I could do when I got on this was she was like, "Oh, you could start poaching chicken breasts. I know people who do that." And she didn't say poaching. She described exactly how you do it and like the boiling of it and all that. And I'm like, that sounds disgusting and flavorless. No, thank you.
Yeah. Also, I will fully admit, Vac, I hate chicken breasts. I think it's the chicken.
Really?
I think it's absolutely garbage. I hate it so much.
That's interesting because, like, I don't have a preference, but I know it's like one of the most popular parts of the chicken is the breast.
Well, it's because it's some of the more consistent meat.
Yeah, it's the one that has most consistent meat. But like, I've had a lot of that because the thing is that there's not a lot of fat in chicken breast. So when you cook it, if you don't cook it at the exact right temperature, or if you don't like get it to the right temperature internally, it ends up being really dry. And I think this might actually be an Asian thing. Like, I don't know if this is real or not, but I've heard that actually like Asians have less saliva than like Westerners in general. So that's why like certain things, we're more like sensitive to like drier meats or like, I mean,
I'll admit breads. I hate it when chicken's dry. I fucking that's part of the reason I don't like cooking it in a pan or grilling it to boiling it.
I don't like it when chicken's dry. I can put up with it though.
I can't.
I love chicken thighs personally. Chicken thighs are like
that's my go-to piece of fried chicken. That's my go-to piece.
I was always a drumstick guy, but you get fucked over when you go to get fried chicken because they only give you like 1 or 2 drumsticks.
Yeah. Vac, there's also if you just toss the chicken in the oven, that's always a good way too. Like
that's true.
Like just like put whatever spices, seasonings you want on that chicken, toss it in the oven, and then take it out, and boom, you got your cooked chicken.
And here's the thing: you can also spice up any of that grilled chicken kind of stuff with like spices and not spices, sauces.
Yeah, I just gotta learn spices is the thing, and I don't even know what spices we have because again, my dad used to be big into cooking, so we have a ton of spices that he bought years and years ago, and I don't know what any of them are, or what they're good for, or if they're even still good to use.
Stick your pinky in it, taste it.
Vac, I'm curious. To see how white you are.
I'm half Irish, half Scottish, motherfucker.
How do you feel about hot sauces?
You just unlocked the deep lore, sir. Oh my god, because Boingo and I have had many conversations about hot sauce, actually.
Okay.
I used to hate hot sauce. I used to be one of those people who don't like spicy stuff at all. But now, by way of Taco Bell quesaritos, I have gotten myself to a point where I like middle range spice. I can't go super hot, but I don't hate spice anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably means mild to you.
Yeah, that's probably mild to me. Like I am an insane like spice junkie. Like in terms of like what I choose. My wife is like part of my wife's family is Jamaican, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we visit that side of the family. We have like the
you eating like the jerk chicken and whatnot?
Jerk chicken, goat curry, and like oxtail. Like all of those are super good, by the way. I love it. But one of the things that they're saying is like, oh yeah, it's hot, it's really hot, isn't it? And I'm just like, for me, it's actually rather, it's like a pleasant spice. I'm like, oh yeah, it's nice, but it's a cute spice, right? It's a cute spice. It's a cute amount of spiciness.
See, here's
but they're like expecting it as like, oh, I got kicked in the gut or something like that. I was like, no, it's like a little love tap.
Okay, here's how white I am. If I'm sweating during a meal, it's an instant point off.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be uncomfortable while I'm eating stuffing. To me, eating should be a pleasant, like it should be like a good experience of watching a show or listening to a piece of music or any art. It shouldn't. To me, I don't like things that actively try to evoke discomfort from me.
Hey, Vac, you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever me and Snowcone went to Buffalo Wild Wings, we'd always get at least like 10 wings of the hottest hot sauce they have in it.
Yeah.
And just split it.
That sounds like something y'all would do.
Let's see. But
like Southern boys, what do you expect?
I mean, I'm sure if I had like Thai friends or something like that, we went to get Thai food, they'd be like, yeah, give us the real spice, give him the white boy shit.
You know what's really funny about Thai restaurants?
What?
Fact, they're subsidized by the Taiwanese government.
Really?
Yeah, that's why there's so many of them, despite the fact that like the actual like Thai like population isn't actually that big in the US.
See, is there Thailand? I've actually never had a lot of Thai food. Sorry. So there's a lot of cultures that have like a prevalent restaurant presence in America that I've not delved super into their food, and I guess I'm not going to for a while now. But I would like to get into Thai food. I would like to explore Korean food more. I'd really like to try Indian food. I've never gone to an Indian restaurant. That needs to change at some point, but not going to happen for a bit.
So Vac, there's like a subset of Chinese food called Szechuan food.
Yeah, the Szechuan sauce.
Szechuanese foods. The Szechuan sauce. So Szechuanese food there's a specific spice called the Szechuanese peppercorn.
Okay.
And it's spicy to the point where it numbs your tongue.
Oh boy.
And
that does not sound like my jam.
That like Szechuanese food is like the most heart attack inducing shit ever because it's like oily, it's salty, and like it's also like immensely hot too. So like you're like sweating so much when you're eating this.
How did we get the fucking reputation as the most unhealthy country when that shit exists?
Because we overindulge.
That's true.
Plus, it's the opposite where they have like zero sugary stuff. The sugary stuff really is like a big killer, just like in terms of like how unhealthy it is. Like if you look at countries that like the countries where Coca-Cola has like invested into and like put money into has like the BMI increase just goes up. And like the level of obesity just goes up based off of Coca-Cola's influence.
I mean, Coca-Cola is a terrible company. They're motherfuckers who think they should put salt in water.
Yeah, they actively like make their like products cheaper than water. And that's how like they get like something. And yeah, It's really rough to see. It's very rough to see. But
yeah, I still.
have you heard of the
It's
Nestle?
like a major capitalism hang up for me. I don't understand why the fuck people have to pay money for water in this country or any country.
Have you heard about the Nestle baby formula thing?
Yeah,
what?
I told you that story.
This is news to me.
Basically, Nestle makes a variety of baby formulas. Will go to developing nations, and basically give out free samples to mothers who just recently gave birth, till they start not producing any natural milk, and then they start charging them.
What?
Yeah, and then the worst part is because, and there's like a lot of other stuff too, like in the marketing, where they're like, "Oh yeah, you'll be like the city people. You'll like be like the city people who are like really intelligent because our like baby formula will make your kid like super smart."
Oh, jeez, that's that's manipulative 50s marketing right there.
Because actually, this was mostly in the 70s. This happened.
Oh.
But you also had the parts where these are developing nations.
Yeah.
So they don't have a lot of money. So they're not using the whole like packet per like, like serving things. They're like trying to stretch it out.
Uh-huh.
But then this causes their kids to like die of malnutrition.
Oh.
Because they're not using the whole packets and stuff like that. And their water isn't the clean.
Jesus.
So like there's like a lot of disease going on. So like Nestle was like actively responsible for just like murdering babies.
Yep. But here's the thing. I bet if we considered food scarcity and forced food scarcity into the definition of genocide, there'd be 10 times more genocides.
Yeah. And I think like food scarcity is wild because it happens in America too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've said it a couple times, maybe I don't think on podcast, but I'm pretty much in a food desert.
I mean, it's a huge issue all across the country right now because of how bad the economy is post-COVID. I mean, I used to regularly see posts on every social media about like, look the other fucking way if you see people stealing food right now.
You are not Javert.
But yeah, it's just wild to see like the difficulty it is like kind of like get the food we want. The fact that like we make so much of it too, right? And even then, it's like a lot of it's pretty bad for us.
Goddamn,
bread makes you fat.
Capitalists saw what England did to Ireland back in the day and were like, we should do that to everybody.
Oh boy.
Boingo just turned our fitness podcast into a politics podcast, everybody.
Yeah. That's what happens when you like research like a bunch of like food history too, like food history videos.
There's fucking politics in everything, man. You can't escape through entertainment. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Here's
the thing. Politics, realistically, is just the framework of how we interact with other people.
Mm-hmm. It's just the way the world works, quantified into a system with which to manipulate those factors.
Yeah. Did you know that like the essentially the food industry, mostly the wheat business, kind of like pressured, essentially like lobbied against like the original like food pyramid? Because originally the food pyramid was like more of like a food circle.
Oh yeah, the food pyramid is literally made to manipulate kids for marketing purposes.
Yeah, like it was like actually lobbied by like food industries to the US to be like, no, make grains more important. Because originally like grains is like, it's like you should have like a third grains, a third meat, and a third like vegetables. And that's like kind of like your meal, that's like your meal. Or like a quarter grains, a quarter meat, a quarter veggies, and like a quarter fruit. And
even then you don't. I should acknowledge this. You don't even really need to eat meat these days. Like the way we've gotten food down to a science now in the modern world, you can survive and even be a fucking bodybuilder by not eating meat. The problem is meat is fucking tasty and I like it, so I'm gonna eat my chicken. Back off.
I eat so much like beef. It's because my wife is pescatarian and I'm not going to be cooking like fish like every day. So a lot of like the protein that comes in my meals is like beans essentially. I am bean man.
That's the other thing is like I couldn't even go to a pescatarian because I don't like fish a whole lot. There's like one or two fish I like.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think you're anywhere close to like the ocean, so like that's completely fair.
I mean, it's like half a day's drive for me, but it's still my options aren't great around here. There's not a ton of local seafood places.
Yeah. I'm in a place that has a ton of like great.
I mean, when I went to visit my relatives in Florida last year, we specifically said like, "Hey, take us out to a seafood restaurant. We want to get some good seafood." And they took us to this nice, fancy, swanky seafood restaurant that was right on the bay. And we had this great meal. I really liked it. I tried oysters for the first time, and my mom and I were like, "That was great." And my aunt and uncle, who we were staying with, was like, "That was dog shit. They were having an off day."
Man, I remember like I was like it was in my teenage years. I actually went to like an oyster farm and like shucked oysters like off of like the like off the rock that they were on.
Oh wow!
And like cleaned them up and like. Getting like I got sick after this, but I would like open an oyster, take a knife, and like just eat that raw.
Damn.
And it was the tastiest thing ever. I got horribly sick at the next day.
Yeah, no shit.
I was terribly sick.
Still, it's cool that you have that story, though. Like, fuck, I feel like everybody had a way more interesting like childhood and teenage years than me. I was homeschooled. I became an atheist, and then I started getting on the internet a whole lot.
Yep. Yeah. And a lot of it's just like, like it's hard to do, right? But it's always good to like have different experience.
Yeah, you got to get out there. You got to find shit to do, which is hard.
Yeah, it is hard. But fortunately with the internet, it does make that easier.
Oh yeah.
Like you're connected, like for example, like you're watching tokusatsu stuff that isn't available on US like internet.
Oh, yeah, dude, I just made a whole video ranting about how bad tokusatsu distribution is.
Yeah, like like I hear so many cool things about GETTIN right now.
Oh yeah, GETTIN is good. GETTIN is good times.
I hear so many good things about GETTIN. I'm pretty sure that if you plop GETTIN right in front of me right now, I would love GETTIN. But do you know why I'm not watching GETTIN right now? Because
you have to get a torrenting client, and then I have to explain how to work that thing, and then I have to give you the links in the end to tell you what fucking pages to watch.
Like you could legit, because I used to I watched anime in the day. I know the torrenting. I know the torrenting game, right?
See, I got into torrenting through live action shows. Like I mostly watch fucking. That's how I watched Better Call Saul, as I torrented it.
Yeah. So like back in the day, like that's where anime. That was like the main way anime watchers got anime back in was through torrenting. Because they weren't broadcasting any of this stuff like to the West, right? Because they're like, like there's no like money.
Well, official subs for anime only became a thing in like the last 10, 15 years, right?
Yeah. But before that, it's just like you had to like torrent every episode, and like it would be like a week delay for like the subtitlers to make it too. It wasn't like they did it immediately. And back in the day, there were like subtitler wars, like multiple groups trying to subtitle the same episodes and trying to like make the cooler to have the better subtitles.
That is still a thing right now with tokusatsu. We started out with 6 people trying to sub GETTIN, and now we're down to 3.
Oh, do they do the thing where like when they say a super move, like the font like flashes or something like that with like lightning effects?
And they're my least favorite.
that's one thing that I remember anime subs doing.
Do that, but they also leave a ton of shit untranslated for aesthetic purposes, and I hate that.
I remember that. I remember those days.
Are you guys shitting on TV Nihon?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck TV Nihon. That is how I'm watching Double right now.
We're talking about how that gets to experience what I experienced back in the day when I torrented anime, where you have the subtitle wars, where you have different people trying to get buy your attention for like watching their sub, right?
Hey, which GETTIN sub are you watching, Boingo?
Whichever one I can get first.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
I'm
give a
kind of
shit.
the same because I usually have to watch it like as soon as I can Sunday night for Twit.
Yeah.
But given the choice, at the moment I prefer GemCorp's sub of Geats.
Nowadays, I remember back in the day, like speed wasn't the important thing. It was actually like how well. It was kind of like there was a time where subbers like concentrated more on like fancy fonts and stuff like that too,
Yeah,
and like memes and stuff like that. And nowadays, it's like, no, you got to be fast. You just got to be the first one out the door.
mm-hmm. And yet that was like a debate in the tokusatsu community for a little bit. I think like 2 or 3 years ago, because I forget who it was. There was a group that had spent like 3 or 4 years subbing the original Kamen Rider show, and they were subbing every Showa show. And they were taking a lot of pride in being that group, and there were people who had been following their subs because there was no one else had subbed the Showa Kamen Rider series except for Black at that point. And then one day, just out of nowhere, a group appeared and just dropped like, here's all of 1971 in one day. And it was a decent sub, but a lot of people who had been following that other sub for years. I never saw what the people who had been doing that sub thought of that happening. But a lot of people who had been following them went like, this is fucking bullshit. This sub's not going to be any good. It's a speed sub. What the hell? Now we're not going to have the joy of waiting and seeing this properly done sub for the original Kamen Rider. And then some of us were just over in the corner like, this is fucking delicious. I get to see the adventures of Takeshi Hongo. Let's go, boy.
That reminds me of so I read in Japan they have light novels, which a lot of anime is based off of, where it's just like it's like a book version of an anime much.
Yeah. It's a book version of a manga.
Yeah, book version of a manga. So I'll read these, and the translations for those are very hit or miss.
Oh.
Very hit or miss. Maybe to the point of like just straight up Google Translate.
I've read a couple that were just pure Google Translate.
Yeah, but like I feel like I've essentially been so desensitized to it that bad grammar never bothers me anymore. I can't tell the difference between like bad grammar and good grammar anymore. Like my wife will watch a thing and there'll be a subtitle where she's like that didn't make sense grammatically. It's like, oh no, it made perfect sense to me.
That was words.
That was words, and I kind of got the gist of it.
I understand the vibe.
Yeah, the fun ones are when you have something Japanese, it got translated to Chinese, and then we got the Chinese translation of the Chinese version.
I feel like I've heard about shit like that before. Yeah.
Boingo, did you remember? Are you aware of the JoJo Part 4 memes about Dwang?
Oh, what lovely.
Oh, God. I was literally listening to an old podcast earlier today that referenced that.
What a wonderful Dwang.
They didn't explain it. They just said, like, there's some Dwang-esque shit in this Kamen Rider thing.
So what Dwang is Dwang was a guy's, like, it was his, like, college project, for a class, where he decided to translate the Chinese version of JoJo's Adventure Part 4. And it's terrible. It's so terrible. You can barely read through it. But the problem is that at the time, it was the only way you could read it in English.
Oh, yeah. JoJo is infamous for that, because it's like Part 4 had Dwang, Part 5... Not necessarily like
a mess.
It wasn't a meme translation like Dwang was. It was just not good.
Yeah. And like Part 5 had the problem of being like the most complicated JoJo part for a while. And having a bad translation of like the most complicated JoJo part was like painful because you would have no idea what's going on.
Like legitimately, the bad guy's power is the easiest fucking thing to explain when you understand it. But because the translation was dog shit, no one knew what the fuck it did.
What I'm getting from this is I shouldn't read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, you should read it
because it's good now too. The translation's good now.
Sorry, I'm referencing in-jokes a lot tonight. That's a thing. I won't read One Piece and I won't read JoJo just to spite Boingo.
Even though this man likes the manga stylings of Shotaro Ishinomori, which is a direct influence on One Piece.
I'm said I like Shotaro Ishinomori's mangas. I read the original Kamen Rider manga. It confused and made me mad several times.
Hey, Vac, out of curiosity, you read the Western comics right now, right?
I do, yes. I read those fucking American bastardizations.
Yeah, Vac, recommend me a Western comic right now to me, please.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow!
I mean, what's the difference between Supergirl and Power Girl, though? Aren't they the same person?
There's like a vein. There's a vein bulging on my head right now. Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get kicked off the podcast now.
Yggy wants to go to bed.
No, I'm good. Like, I have, like, fortunately for me, I am backwards in time from all of you. So I don't have to deal with, like, late night, it being late night.
Nice.
The mystery of where Yggy is just unraveling throughout this podcast.
Well, it's not a mystery to me. I know where the fuck he is.
Oh well, damn it.
Yeah, I try to keep things on the lowdown.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to vaguely gesture to an area and you can go like yes or no, and because he knows I know he knows that thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's also the thing of like Yggy is a straight VTuber, whereas you kind of half and half it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like why like VTubing is fun because I get to just make shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I get to make up like Whereas
I am literally filming my videos outdoors on a public college campus now, and I know one of these days I'm gonna get stream sniped or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's like the one fear is my niece calling me Yggy. That is the one fear I have. Like,
I thought the one fear was someone in your office going like, "Hey, I watch your streams."
Yeah, that too. Those two fears. Fears.
I literally walked downstairs today, and because we take care of my nephew on Saturdays, my mom was downstairs with my nephew, and he saw me, and he went, dad, 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 because that's one of the free words he understands right now. Mm-hmm. And I just went, "I'm not your dad, I'm your uncle." And then I went to take the dog for a walk, and when I came back in, my mom was trying to teach my nephew how to say Vac, and I was like, "Don't fucking do that."
God, if my niece calls me Yggy, I'm going to die on the spot right there, then and there. Mm-hmm. And just be like, no, I have enough of this world.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I literally had to explain to my mom, no, I don't want him to call me Vac, because I don't want him to know I'm a YouTuber, because as soon as he's old enough to know what a YouTuber is, and that I am a YouTuber, he'll want to be in my videos, and if I put him in my videos, that's going to make a lot of people mad.
Oh, you know what? The thing that made me, like, die the most on the inside?
Oh, what?
So my nephew, he really likes Squid Games.
Did he watch the Mr. Beast one? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes. He's only watched the Mr. Beast ones. He has not watched the like actual one. And for good on my sister for like being like, yeah, he's not old enough to watch Squid Games, but he's watched, like she was telling me, he's watched the like Mr. Beast Squid Games. So he says he really likes Squid Games, but she's like worried that he's gonna say that and people think that she let him watch the real one.
The fact that kids like Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, that makes me wonder about the future of our nation. Here's
honestly. The thing, on some level, I don't begrudge Mr. Beast. Like, he hasn't done anything to the extent that the Paul brothers had.
Yeah, I don't mind Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast
and like
puts
in there,
a lot of production
to play devil's
into it.
advocate, the Paul brothers have been being good boys the last few years, but I highly suspect that's because the pandemic forced them to not be able to do shit.
I mean, have you heard about what happened with the whole like crypto NFT stuff that CoffeeZilla did an expose of?
No, I didn't. Tell me all about this.
Oh boy.
What Logan Paul has done in the last couple of years is beyond WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
So Logan Paul was shilling this NFT project called CryptoZoo, right?
Okay.
And it's like a whole thing of like, oh, you'll get like a egg NFT, and it'll turn into like an animal NFT, and it's really fun. It's gonna be like a game. It's like a video
It's like
game.
Pokemon, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Pokemon, stuff like that. He's like shilling the heck out of it, right? And so people are buying in because you can pre-order these things, right?
Oh my god, there's pre-orders for
Yeah,
NFTs.
there's essentially exactly. There's like pre-order for this NFT.
NFTs work is like pre-orders and drops and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
You don't just okay. I always understood NFTs as you buy an image.
Okay, you buy
You pre-order one.
Okay, you buy
is late stage capitalism at its
buy
finest.
a URL to it. That's really what it is.
Yeah. But I'm saying like
And because of
you don't even know what that URL is going to be for. Oh my god, that is late stage capitalism at its finest.
It's a URL, and because of the way crypto does it, it's kind of like it's essentially like you have like a certificate of said image. It's like having a certificate saying that you own the Mona Lisa, but like the Mona Lisa is in your own home. You have the certificate to it. But Logan Paul's making the NFT. People are spending a lot of money into this, right? Because it's Logan Paul, right? He's not gonna diss his fans. And you have kids
all
being
I
like,
want for Christmas is that Logan Paul merch.
yeah. And so, I mean, you probably also have like kids telling their parents like, oh, hey, Logan Paul's making an NFT, and like convincing their parents to like invest in
buy it for them.
Yeah, or something like that. So release date's coming out. Logan Paul's shilling things, and release day of this NFT game comes out, and it doesn't fucking work. You don't even like the eggs don't even evolve into it. So
wow,
the CoffeeZilla expose goes into the detail of that. The code, like essentially, they weren't paying the developers to make the game, and like essentially the development team that they had, like essentially like took everything for hostage. And like Logan Paul's like, oh yeah, they like went to the Netherlands and like took it for ransom for $1 million, and that's why we don't have any code. And then CoffeeZilla interviews the developer, and the developer's like, fuck, I didn't even get paid. And then like Logan Paul was even like, oh yeah, we paid $1 million to the devs. And he's like, man, I wish that was true. I would have liked $1 million.
Oh my god.
And there was a lot of other things, like the people who had Logan Paul had brought in as advisors were all scamming him, essentially. Like they all, because like you have like,
was this one of those things where like he was the face for some bullshit and he didn't understand what was going on, or is he like a mastermind in this?
Oh, his intent was to scam people. Like if you look at their like messages, like CoffeeZilla goes into the whole detail of like their like messages and stuff like that. They were intending to scam everyone, but the scammers scammed Logan Paul first by like essentially when a lot of people buy NFTs, the value goes up, right? And the plan for Logan Paul and all these group of scammers was that they were going to hold on to their NFT like value, their coins, and then sell when it got to a certain point, right? And then when you sell, the value goes down, kind of like stock markets, right?
Yeah.
So these other dudes, his advisors, sell early.
Yeah, they pumped and dumped him.
They pumped and dumped Logan Paul first.
But Logan Paul was planning on pumping and dumping the whole project.
Yeah, like Logan Paul was also.
So he got pump and dump sniped?
Yeah, he got pumped and dump sniped, and that's why he's mad. Because he like credit to Logan Paul, like he didn't actually sell. He still has like the things. He's still trying to like invest money into it, but he got pump and dump sniped.
Damn.
But like.
But, yeah.
But no, wrestling fans think he's a good person because he did 2 good matches for WWE.
Oh, isn't there like a whole lot of stuff going on with like WWE getting bought by Saudis?
Vince McMahon, everybody.
Oh, Vince McMahon actually is Heihachi from Tekken at this point. Where like,
no, I refuse because Heihachi is at least cool.
But he retired, right? And he's like not.
He got forced out of his company.
But then he comes back again. But he comes back again. Is like, no, I'm running this shit.
Does that make fucking Triple H Kazuma?
Yeah, I think so.
Holy shit!
No, but like
that whole situation just makes me so depressed. Like the only way that could turn out good is if Tony Khan actually buys WWE. But I don't think that's what's going to happen because
Tony Khan wants to buy WWE.
No. There's legit interest, is what everybody is saying. And Tony Khan has the money to do it. The thing is, Vince is trying to sell the company so that it can go private again and he can get control again from the inside. So I don't think Vince will want to sell to Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's like I have dropped out of like WWE wrestling in general for like a long time. Isn't Sasha Banks like? Didn't she go to Japan now?
Yeah, she's in New Japan. They're basically the start of the women's division.
Okay, and she's going by Mercedes Moné right now,
which is based off her real name, I think.
Yeah. Although
I kind of wanted her to
care about Sasha Banks at all. She is my least favorite of those 4 horsewomen.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's my favorite. She's my personal favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm also a big KO fan. So you can see why I don't really watch like
I mean, I'm a big AEW fan, so I did watch Kenny's match in New Japan that happened recently, and that was fucking excellent.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I just got busy and I stopped watching a lot of things. I need to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the best of 7 final was so damn good.
Yeah, no, I'm a little ways back, so I got to catch up. But fucking the whole thing is fucking wild.
Yeah, I said this on Tumblr, and I think I'm going to stick to it. Right now, every wrestling company in the world is going balls to the wall trying to do the most insane, cool shit they can, and WWE is just sitting in a corner bashing their own head in with a frying pan, which is about the way wrestling has been since I got into it in 2018.
Yeah, I think I've heard this about Vince McMahon, is that like Vince McMahon's actually very passionate. He loves like wrestling.
He loves wrestling.
Yeah, he loves wrestling to the point where he doesn't consume any other media. And so the man is very out of touch right now with what people like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. For all the shit we can get CM Punk in current day and time, there is one thing he said, which is 100% true and honest, that Vince McMahon would rather make $1 million in his way than $1 billion any other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like it's like either his way or like the highway, right?
Yeah.
Though
there are times where I feel like, he does legit try to like make certain wrestlers like succeed, right? Like remember when
by going, this is the guy. This has to be the guy. This guy has to be the guy. Shut up if you don't like this guy. He's the guy.
Remember when they they first introduced the New Day and they tried to make them like a weird gospel, like sort of like black, like some weird gospel group style thing. And like Vince thought that was like a great idea.
Because Vince hasn't been to church in 80 years.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, okay, that messed up. You guys can do whatever, I guess. And then they got popular.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things. Wrestling is weird. Wrestling is good, but wrestling is weird.
Wrestling is good when it's good. It is not good when
it's like a lot of things.
But no, like we dived into wrestling because of fucking Paul. Here's the thing about Mr. Beast. We going back a little bit. Fucking U-turn. He regularly like fucking contacts other YouTubers that do like weird niche things and say like, "Hey, could you help me do this dumb project?" Like he engages with what could be considered the YouTube community. I do not consider YouTube a community at this point.
Yeah, no. He engages with other LA YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's mostly LA YouTubers because they're like, but like
I just recently watched he contacted Donut Media. And if you don't know who Donut Media are, they're a YouTube channel that deal with car culture.
Yeah. I only know about Donut Media because I'm friends with Boingo Rider.
I'm sorry, I like cars.
Cars are cool. They're just not as cool to me as they are to you. Like,
I think we were talking about like this earlier, but I have like a huge major like driving anxiety, and like it's like I'm like slightly like, oh man, I don't want to deal with driving in a car right now.
See, I used to, but now I've been driving for so long that I've gotten to the point where it's second nature to me.
See, I like driving.
Yeah, I can drive to the places I'm used to like driving to, but like at this point, I'd rather like bikes.
Like I have a definitive like list of like cars I want if I'm ever wealthy enough to own them. You know what I mean? Like I want a Subaru Sandbar microvan, just because they're weird and cute. Acura NSX like contemporary version. I would like a classic version too, but like the current one, I love it. Even though it never sold and people don't like it, fuck you, it's a good car.
Don't you also want the oh god, what is it? Skids?
Oh yeah, the Honda City Turbo 2.
The problem I have with cars nowadays is that they've made it like impossible to like fix up yourself.
Oh yeah, no. That's a problem.
I remember my like first car, like I'm not a car person, but I could like take out the battery. I could switch out the like headlamps and I could change the oil in a really easy manner. Like,
but it's all computers now. These fucking kids and their goddamn computer cars. One thing doesn't work right and the whole damn car locks up.
That's one thing I can say for electric vehicles is because there's a lot lower parts quantity. It's 10 times easier to just like go like, all right, cool. Motor, battery, this thing, cool. Chunk. You know?
Yeah. And I mean that is a thing where it's like, see, Boino, you're into cars. I appreciate cars for the function they have in our world. So like I have a basic bitch daily driver that looks like a shit bucket but runs fine, so I don't care. But if I were to get a newer, better car, I'd probably get like a mid-range EV that's not too expensive because I want to get off the fucking paying for gas every week shit. And I want to be better to the environment, and I don't want to be too fancy show-offy about it. Like, Mr. Regular has got a Kia Niro, because he's another car YouTuber, and he's been talking it up, and I kind of looked into it a little, and I was like, yeah, this seems like an electric car I could get down with. So now one of my saving goals is, like, get a Kia Niro someday.
Nowadays, too, I'm thinking, it's like, I kind of want to get a new car. I could probably get one. But then I'd have to talk to a car dealership. I don't. That seems like experience that I really don't want to.
I mean, my mom got a new car recently, and that was hell.
Yeah. Do you live in a walking city?
No, I don't. Absolutely not. I just struggle. I do drive in my city.
I mean, any city's a walking city if you're brave enough.
Yeah, like I used to bike a lot. I bike more during the spring and summer times. Just like now it's like winter. It's like gross. I don't want to do it. But like a lot of stuff is within biking distance.
Okay.
And I do have an e-bike. That is like one of the things that I really like. That e-bike is a lot of fun because
what's an e-bike exactly?
Pretty much there is an electric motor attached to your bike.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. It's like a electric vehicle version of a motorcycle, but you can also do the pedals.
Yeah, you do the pedaling, and it's like an assist, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. There are some models that let you like drive on, like you could drive without pedaling. I don't believe in those. I think that's cheat. That's a little bit too much cheating. But it makes certain parts like hills really easy. And for the most part, like you can easily do like 25 miles an hour, like on like and like at like a really brisk pace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they aren't that compared to a car, they're not as bad as a car is. They are expensive though. But like it's really nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I think I was considering doing that briefly before I got a driver's license in a car as like an alternative of like, I don't know, getting a driver's license in a car is a bunch of work. I don't know if I want to do that. And then I think like Casey Neistat did a video on one, and I was like, this seems really appealing. So there was like a week and a half where I was really into those.
It would probably work really well in a very semi-dense city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Casey Neistat is into all that kind of shit, all those like weird personal transportation things because he lives in New York.
Yeah, like if I lived in like, because I live in like a suburb right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, shit's still kind of far-ish, not too bad. But if I lived in like a metropolitan, like that's like the main thing that I hate is like driving in a metropolitan city. I hate it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to touch it.
It's not great. I hate going into my downtown.
Yeah, but if you are in like a city, like, yeah, riding an e-bike is cool.
See, that's also why I kind of want to get into motorcycles, because it's just like a little tiny thing that just gets you places.
What's really funny? There's this really great like restaurant that like I love eating at, but it's like it's inside a like what was the word? Harley? Yeah, it's inside like a Harley dealership.
Oh.
So I go in and like, oh hey, can we help you? Like, nope. Just eating at the restaurant, you got it inside here.
Here's the thing, it's pretty basic as far as motorcycle makes go, but Honda Rebel just looks really cool.
I don't know motorcycle names, so I guess I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm getting a picture of it to show you.
Okay.
You know that Honda makes, which is
Honda is like a motorcycle company first, aren't they?
Honda made motorcycles before they made cars. Yeah,
I know they made like most of the first Kamen Rider bikes. In fact,
they still make pretty much most of the Kamen Rider
Suzuki. In the Heisei and Reiwa eras, it's Suzuki, but in Showa it was Honda. And yeah, that does look fucking. That looks like the bike from Black Sun.
Hold on, let's see.
Hang on, I'll get a picture of it because I posted some in your server the other day.
Huh.
Oh, well, no, it's definitely not, but it has a similar vibe.
I can look at the bike because they like say, hey.
Yeah, here is Battle Hopper from Black Sun.
Yeah, that's definitely a cafe racer style, though.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Huh.
Cafe racer is
like your favorite genre of motorcycle, isn't it?
I like them. They're not my favorite, but
okay, because you like flipped out when Batman had one in The Batman.
Oh, because I just thought, like, damn, it's not just a fucking basic bitch crotch rocket or a cruiser. It's like, oh, that's actually a motorcycle designed to go fast. That's not like full of cladding and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what like a fun thing about like? So whenever I think of motorcycles, I just think of like in Southeast Asia, how like most people ride motorcycles and stuff like that, and how like there are essentially in Southeast Asian countries, there are no traffic laws.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Where like everyone's just like, there is 0 lanes and everyone's just going, right? And you can actually walk in the middle of the street and be fine. You just have to be like consistent about like your pace. And like traffic will essentially like dodge you.
Okay, Vac, you want to know why that looks vaguely familiar?
Why?
Because it is a retro bike, which the Rebel is basically inspired by, but it is based off of a Honda Super Sport.
Oh!
So they're keeping the Showa aesthetic by going with Honda.
Nice. Yeah, I can definitely see it.
Most everything I know about motorcycles comes from a goddamn YouTube channel called Fort9.
Fort9?
Fort9, yes.
Boy,
really? Yeah.
Do you watch Initial D?
I watched like the first 2 episodes and then I got busy.
Okay, I feel like you would like Initial D. Just the way you talk about cars.
Wasn't there like a whole cute girls doing cute things anime about being into motorcycles recently too?
I read the manga, yes.
Yeah, there is.
I'm just going through the list. Fies had a Honda.
Oh, okay.
I think Blade also had a Honda.
Maybe back and forth more than I think.
Where's the brand? Yeah, Blade had a Honda.
Yeah, I'm not
trying to disprove you. I'm just trying to
damn it.
I'm just trying to like Double had a Honda. Double also had like the highest of Hondas.
Yeah. I also Double's bike, it annoys me so much because it has the same gimmick he has of switching parts. And so like I'm like, I would love your bike if it didn't like jarringly have two different color schemes. I care about his aesthetics.
Dude, it is legit. Like, I'm up to X8 Honda.
Why did I think it was Suzuki then?
Rise Hopper is a Honda from 01.
Maybe I got it backward. No, that doesn't make sense. There must have been like a movie guy or something who had a Suzuki.
And Geets' motorcycle, a Honda.
Really? I thought it was CGI.
Well, it's based off of a Honda.
But yeah.
Honda CBR 65OR, which is also called the Honda 650C standard and sports motorcycles.
Yeah. So this is Double's bike, Yggy. It's called the Hard Boilder.
Oh.
And you can see like it has those two parts, and like he has this big vehicle that follows him around that can switch out the back of it for different things. Like there's a
Isn't this character like I feel like I've seen a clip where like it's like two people fusing into one guy.
The gimmick of Kamen Rider Double, it's two guys in one.
Yeah. Okay.
And so he can switch out the back for more powerful stuff. Like there's an underwater backing, there's a flying backing. But I'm like, the base motorcycle looks awesome. It would be a great bike if it was just one color. And I also just recently found out there's another rider in the show who is kind of the main rider's mentor, Kamen Rider Skull, and this is the Skull Boilder.
You know, I feel like I would really like Kamen Rider. Like, every time you guys talk about Kamen Rider, every time I hear everything about Kamen Rider, I feel like I would really, really like it.
Pick a season, give it a try.
I feel like I would just start with Geets, I'll be real.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Vac, you want to be even more upset at yourself?
What?
Trideron from Drive is also a Honda.
What the fuck? How is Trideron anything other than a bunch of plastic bullshit over a shell?
And here's the thing, it's based off of one of my favorite supercars. It's based off of an NSX.
Oh my god. Also, Yggy, just for further context, this is Double on his bike.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
And where
the
is
NSX was a fucking dope-ass car.
And there's the two guys who turn into Double.
Yeah. Because basically, the thing about the Honda NSX is that it was power equivalent to, like, Ferrari and Lamborghini and, like, all these very big, high-end sports car brands for like way less of the money, but also all of it made sense because it was designed by Honda. Because the interiors of Ferrari and Lamborghinis at the time were fucking crazy. None of it made sense. But the Honda NSX made sense because it was all Honda.
Yeah. Like,
you know, my brain's just going down this track of how do we get Yggy into Kamen Rider?
It's very easy. Like, you look at my design, you look at my character design here. I already wear the scarf.
What is a type of story you enjoy? Like, what would be the Kamen Rider theme to get you interested?
I mean, I'll be real. I think Kamen Rider's aesthetic and everything about Kamen Rider generally is probably up my alley. It's just like, I am so far done with like torrenting stuff that I don't feel like torrenting now.
That's fair. There are a few shows streaming now. Like you could check out Kuga or Ryuki.
Look, I'm not saying that if Boingo or you, Vac, like share a Google Drive with me that has like all the episodes, I will download those episodes.
Let me just I do have one of those available. I forgot until you said so, but you know, I have a Google Drive that just has all tokusatsu in it.
Oh, well,
I could just give you everything.
Totally,
totally 100% legally bought from Japan.
Yeah, definitely not fan subs.
Yeah, I'll just like make do with just watching in Japanese. Maybe I'll learn some.
I'm definitely putting legally obtained content in your DMs right now, Yggy.
Okay, cool. I'm legally looking through these right now.
The best thing though, okay, here's the thing. Was it a producer of Kamen Rider? Who was it? He came to an American con and like they were doing a Q&A and he just went like, yeah, no, I'm glad you all watch it. I have no idea how you're watching it. Wink, wink.
I think that was when Urobuchi came to Anime Expo.
Oh, okay.
Because he came to Anime Expo when he had 3 episodes of Gaim left to write.
And people were asking,
you said Urobuchi, and then Boingo's like, ugh.
Yeah,
disgusting.
We don't like his Kamen Rider show. We're in an extreme minority.
So here, you know what's a really fun thing about me and Urobuchi? So Urobuchi's most popular in the anime community for the Madoka Magicas, right?
Yeah, I love Kamen Rider guy.
But
no, that's Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Yeah.
But he's like, like everyone's like, oh, he's working on the new like Madoka movie. You know what my favorite Urobuchi work is?
What?
It is Thunderbolt Fantasy. It is the one.
Now, I do want to try Thunderbolt Fantasy. People have told me it's great.
Thunderbolt Fantasy is like great. You know what? You know what the first thing I convinced my wife to watch with me was when we were first started dating? Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Holy shit.
It was great. It was great. It was really funny because I was like, I don't know about like starting out watching anime because that might reveal my hand too much. Let's start with something.
It's a weird show about the puppets.
Yeah, let's watch a weird show about puppets. Let's see how this goes.
I'm just gonna straight up. I'm just gonna bet that she saw Thunderbirds when she was a kid.
Well, I kind of described it. Oh yeah, this is like a traditional like Taiwanese like puppet thing that it's like written like a Chinese like fantasy story, but it's like produced in Japan. So it's like this really cool like multicultural and
Pan-Asian production.
Pan-Asian like production. That's how I got it. That's how I sold it. Let's see. No. Yeah, okay, so I'm legally downloading these.
You're gonna come back in like a few months and you're gonna have seen more Kamen Rider than me.
Yeah, well, no, because I don't have time to watch a lot of stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
So, like, it's mostly gonna be, like, in certain time periods where, like, you'll have seen me be like, oh shit, like, reacting to geek stuff. I think
there'll be like weeks at a time where you won't watch anything, and then there'll be 1 week where you just watch 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I watch anime nowadays. I just wait for like 4 episodes to come out, and then I watch the 4, catch up, and then like wait a bit, catch up, wait a bit.
I think that's how Vangelis is watching Current Rider too. Like he's talked about that a couple times.
Also, that car I posted is the new NSX, which I really like. I like it.
I feel like I've seen that car in a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
Who knows?
Currently, my favorite, like, if I had to describe like cars I like, I drive like a like Subaru like Impreza. That's been fun, but like sometimes like 4-wheel drive is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, because you can't turn it off on Subis, can you?
No, you can't. You can't. Like, it's a blessing because like 4-wheel drive is nice for when the weather is terrible. But it's terrible when it comes to just general maintenance wise.
Yeah, it's a lot more parts you got to deal with.
Yeah,
but that's why Subis are so popular in like fracking mountainous areas of a variety of the world.
Yeah, and the thing is, where I live, it's rather mountainous. So like
that's interesting because I haven't actually seen a lot of Subarus, and I live in a very hilly state.
Yeah, I live in a hilly state, and there's a lot of nature about. So like the 4-wheel drive is actually rather nice when I do.
Hey, fact, do you see a lot of Audis?
No, it's actually mostly Ford and Nissan.
Because Audi's also another one that's like really well known for their multi-wheel drive system.
Yeah. Well, and I see a lot of Dodge pickup trucks too.
Yeah.
It's fucking there's a lot of pickup. I live in the South, so naturally I see a lot of pickup trucks, but I am racist against pickup truck drivers, okay? Every pickup truck I've ever been on the road with has been an asshole in some way, shape, or form.
Here's the thing. Big, massive pickup trucks that they are today, bullshit. The small, sleek, and svelte pickup trucks of the 90s, excellent.
I will say, if it didn't mean that everyone would be calling me to help them move their shit, I would 100% get it.
Fair enough.
I don't want to be the guy that gets called by everyone else to be like, hey, can you help me move this shit?
Let me borrow that truck. Let me borrow that truck. Let me borrow that truck.
See,
Will
what
you
you
please
do-
borrow that truck?
What you do is you get a shitty truck that you know works and you can maintenance it, so no one wants to borrow it because it's kind of shitty.
That is what my sister did.
I don't want to maintenance the car.
I want
but
car
yeah,
go fast.
I have to think about like what
I will say that's one of my favorite memes of all time. Nice ride, cargo space, no cargo road. Every once in a while, Tim will post his Kamen Rider Drive edit of that, and it'll be like, it'll make my fucking day.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
So, okay, you want to know why pickup trucks are bullshit?
Why?
Okay, so I can't remember the exact specificities, but there was basically like a law, like tax incentive, that they couldn't sell cars over certain limits, right?
Yeah.
That America was trying to like lower certain things, lower all that kind of jazz.
Oh,
So you want to
and
know
like
what car dealerships did? You know what car brands did? Well, we sell them trucks it was gas mileage. They had to make sure their cars get a certain amount of gas mileage, but trucks were exempt. So they started making pickup trucks high-end luxury vehicles to convince them to get trucks to circumvent the gas mileage regulation.
Yeah.
That's why they're big. That's why they're dumb. That's why they're like everyone's driving them now.
That's why they suck to be on the road with, and they're fucking terrifying to drive. Occasionally I have to drive a pickup truck for work, and it sucks.
Yeah,
but
I think for me, one thing, because like I don't even feel like I really need a pickup truck anymore. Like because currently, like there are cars where you can put down the back seats and you essentially have like the same amount of room. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
But like this is a mid-90s Ford Ranger, and that is what a pickup truck should be. A simple utilitarian vehicle that is not huge. It is just a simple little truck.
It's more backspace trunk than it is car.
Yeah.
It is a vehicle designed for moving shit, not for moving you.
That's what they're for. And yeah, sure, you can turn them into muscle trucks, but that's a weird offshoot thing.
Well, speaking of offshooting, I think we should offshoot this podcast because it's almost midnight. We've been recording for over 2 hours. Fellas, let's wrap it up. Yggy, you're the guest. Tell everybody where the people who are being exposed to you for this podcast, where they can find your normal content out there on the internet.
Yeah, you can find my I stream on twitch.tv/Yggy Evergreen, where I do art streams on Mondays and maybe Thursdays if I feel like it. You can also find me on Twitter, Twitter/Yggy Evergreen. I also make a webcomic called Rainbow Heart on Webtoons.
Rainbow Heart!
If you just type in Rainbow Heart and Webtoons, you'll find it. It's about magical girls and what it's like to be a dad, I think.
One of these days, I gotta ask you actual questions about Rainbow Heart on this podcast. I keep forgetting. I keep going like, oh man, Yggy's coming on. We're gonna have a fun time. Yggy knows what to talk about, and Yggy has cool things to talk about. And then like I just completely forget that you write a webcomic I enjoy.
That's good to hear, though. It's good to hear.
Mm-hmm. Boingo. Oh, you're not done. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's also on Tapas as well. You can look up Rainbow Heart on Tapas.
Okay. Well, Boingo, where can they find your usual dumbassery?
You can find me on YouTube at Boino Rider.
Was that a stroke? Do you need to go to the hospital right now?
I turned into a fucking Muppet. That's what I did. You can find me at Boingo Rider on YouTube. I make a variety of videos, weekly series, Game to Geets. A new scripted video is coming out real damn soon. You can also find me on Twitch. I stream very regularly a large variety of things. Twitch.tv/Boingo Rider. If you want to follow me on social medias, it's at Boingo_Rider on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you would like, you could follow me on the Tumblr at tumblr.com/Boingo-Rider.
Nice. And because Buster isn't here to do it for themselves, if you want to check out Buster's regular content, you can find them on Twitter at BusterBlueyFree and on YouTube at TrueBuster. I, however, am the Vacuuminator. I'm a YouTube man who makes weekly video, vlog, rant, review things. I'm at the Vacuuminator on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter at the Vacuuminator. I'm on Instagram at the _Vacuuminator, posting figure photography. And I have a Tumblr. It's thevacuuminator.tumblr.com, because I'm a old Tumblr boy. I have one of those old URLs. But hey, this is Modular Media. You should support Modular Media. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell in order to enable notifications. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Modular Media, at The Modular Media. Join the subreddit r/Modular Media, and follow our Tumblr, tumblr.com/Modular Media. But folks, that's it for this evening, this wonderful, enchanting evening of getting fit and wanting rides with Yggy Evergreen. So thank you for hanging out with us. We hope to see you back here next week.
Thank you to all of you too, and thank you for helping me legally attain Kamen Rider Beats.
You're welcome. I am always into legally distributing media, and I really think Toei Company Ltd should be too.